Today, we're going to talk about the 4 stages of building an online fitness business to £100,000 a month. Now, I know that's going to sound ridiculous to you. That's a very, very big number. But I'm going to go through everything stage by stage. So depending on where you're at, there's going to be something in this video for you. It's also going to let you kind of stretch your imagination and see into the future about what you're actually going to have to do if you want to grow a business that size. So whether you're starting at zero or you're stuck in the 20 to 30 grand a month range, you're going to learn something from this about what the next step of your evolution looks like as a business owner. Okay, so stage 1 is actually pre-launch. This is where you have to be before you make any money at all. And I think so many people skip this stage. So many people just see the big incomes, they see the lifestyle, they see the cars, the holidays, working from your laptop, and they want to get into online fitness coaching. And that's great. But the first step is positioning and self-development, because if you haven't got the required level of self-development, you cannot be a coach. I always talk this like back to when I was teaching. When I was teaching kids at GCSE, I had to know more than they did. So there'd be times where I'd be asked to fill in lessons of subjects that I wasn't an expert in. I was a physics teacher. I wasn't particularly, a biology teacher. I did chemistry at university for a little bit, so I was okay with that. But I'd get asked to teach PE. I'd get asked to teach religion. I'd actually get asked to teach personal health and sex education also. And it wasn't something that I knew everything about. So I'd have to go and research and understand that I was a little bit ahead of everyone. Now, it's got to be the same with your online business, and especially in fitness, you have to get yourself in a position where you're ahead of the clients that you want to coach. You can't just rock up with an average physique with a little bit of understanding of training and nutrition and expect people to pay you money for that. It's not going to happen. So although you have to do a certification to be a personal trainer, it doesn't actually give you really the required skill set or the required personality to be a coach, especially online. So the first thing you need to do is get yourself in shape, get yourself in the best shape that you can possibly get in. If you are not in good shape as a trainer, you have no business charging other people money to do the same thing, okay? No business at all. The second thing you need to do is you need to brush up on your training knowledge and you need to brush up on your nutrition knowledge. You should be that one of your friends where people are asking you for training and nutrition advice before they know you're a personal trainer. I've been hounded about training and nutrition advice since I was a teenager because I started going to the gym at 15. By 17 or 18, everybody would always ask me, what should I eat? What should I do at the gym? Like, how do you do this? How do you do that? And that was before I ever even made any money out of this. And I see too many coaches die because they start to try and learn sales and marketing without actually realizing that there's a required level of self-development within yourself in order for you to start generating coaching clients. So that can take anywhere from 6 months to a year to even a couple of years, because this business is built on you being the person that goes to the gym, that knows the training, that knows the nutrition, that have put the hours in so that you can help other people do the same. It's not really something where just because you like going to the gym, you can do a 6-week certification and then you can just get started. Okay? I would rather work with somebody that wasn't certified, that had been going to the gym for the last 5 years, that, research, training, nutrition because it's something they enjoyed, rather than somebody that had just paid for a 6-week course. So keep that in mind. That is stage 1. You have to get that required level of work in before you even think about making money. The second stage is about building your skills and building your reputation. Now, this will take you anywhere from like £0 to £10,000 a month, because this is the part of your business where you're going to be doing everything yourself. Okay, so there's a couple of different skills you need to learn here. You need to understand the skill of marketing, okay? You need to be able to create content. You need to be able to attract a new audience. You need to be able to turn people from followers into leads and then leads into, potential customers on your sales calendar. And that's a skill that's going to take a little bit of time to develop, okay? Content creation isn't something that comes naturally to a lot of fitness people. So it's something that you're going to have to work at, get better at. Good news is, stage 2 is a lot faster than stage 1. These skills can be built up in a matter of months as opposed to building yourself into somebody that can be a coach, which takes a matter of years. So sales, marketing, client delivery are going to be the 3 things that you really need to work on here, okay? And then as you start to get clients, the thing that's going to hold you back from hitting the big numbers is then getting the right price point for your services. Now, when people start out working with me, when people start taking on clients, I'll have them, charge anywhere from like £500 for a 12-week coaching package. But really, as you start to scale, you want to be over £1,000. You want to be in the £1,500, even in the £2,000 range for 12 to 16 week programs. Now, that's not going to happen overnight. You can't just wake up one day and decide to charge £2,000. You have to be good enough. Your marketing skills have to be good enough. Your sales skills have to be good enough. And most importantly, your reputation and the results that you deliver in your program has to be of a standard where you can ask for that kind of money. And people who have that kind of money will look at you and think, that's well worth the investment. Now, I know those kind of numbers might scare you, but with the right expertise and the right skill, if you can deliver a high level result, getting people who struggle to get in shape, who have maybe worked with a couple of other coaches before, who haven't had the best experience, and you can get those people in shape, people will pay you ungodly amounts of money. There's a personal training studio outside where I used to live that charges £5,000 for personal training for 16 weeks. Okay. I used to charge £1,500 for my personal training packages. It is doable. People will spend that kind of money if they look at you and they realize that they will get a result by working with you. And that will come down to not only just the sales and the marketing side of things, but it will come down to, do you have the results that you can actually put into your marketing? Do you have the reputation that you can actually deliver on the sales calls and you can get people over the line because you've got a body of work and a portfolio where people can look at it logistically and go, yes, that's going to be money well spent. Okay, that's stage 2. Because once you can get those £1,000 to £2,000 packages, and once you understand the basics of sales and marketing, it's literally just a case of signing up 3 clients a week, which isn't out of the realms of a lot of people. And that's really probably the toughest element. The first bit is stage 1, getting yourself into a position where you can actually charge money because people look at you as a leader in the space. The second stage is building out the basic skills, and then we come on to stage 3. Now, stage 3 is where a lot of people die, because stage 3 is where it becomes less about your skill set and more about you transferring that skill set into other people, because stage 3 is about hiring and building a team. Now, as a personal trainer and as someone that came from a scientific background, I didn't do a lot of work in the corporate world. I'd never managed anyone. I'd never hired anyone. The only interviews that I'd been to are interviews in a leisure center to work in the gym there. So it wasn't something that I was massively built for. And I think this is why a lot of coaches do struggle with this element, because it's the bit that's the most alien to them. Luckily now I've developed systems and processes, and I've hired each of these roles enough to where it's kind of like clockwork. But there are 3 major roles that you need to hire in your business to get to £100,000 a month. Okay. The first is an appointment setter. You should have lead flow nailed in stage 2. Okay. So you should be able to just turn up your ads or do more content, whichever is your kind of way of doing things. I would always recommend ads, but you turn up your ads, you get more leads in, you should be able to flood your inbox or flood your CRM or whatever you use to collect leads with leads for a certain cost that you're happy with. Now, there will become a point where the amount of leads that you get will be ridiculous for one person to manage, and you won't be able to manage that alongside every other part of the business. So you have to hire someone called an appointment setter. You will hear them called DM messengers. I generally call them an appointment setter. And it's somebody that will come in, that will take over that lead flow, and that will convert those leads into sales calls on your calendar. So they will introduce themselves to the leads. They will speak to the leads. They will find out what the goals are, what the frustrations are. They will qualify them if they're right for your program, if they have the right finances for your program, and then they will book them onto a sales call. Now, for that role, you're looking at a 1,500 quid base, maybe 2K if you've got a very expensive program. And then you're looking at around 3 to 5% of your package price in commission. And that's based on the sales that you make. So that's kind of what you're looking at for that role. The second role you need is actually a coach. So you need someone to come in and take over the coaching and fulfillment. If you imagine you've got leads coming in on a tap, you've got someone then that's converting those leads onto sales calls. You'll be taking the sales calls, you'll be closing those clients, but that will build up a large backlog of clients. And at that point, then you're going to need a coach to come in and take that off your hands. You're going to hire a salesperson next, and I'm going to talk about that. But the reason why you would hire a coach first is because it's an easier and cheaper role to replace. It's easier to get somebody qualified to come in and coach your clients, and it's much cheaper than getting a closer. A good closer won't come in unless they've got the chance to earn £8,000 to £10,000 a month. which then means that you're going to have to be generating between 80 and 100,000 pound a month. Okay. So that's why you always leave that to last, because it's the most skilled and it's the highest level of talent that you usually need to get into the business. So your coach will come in, they will take over all new clients, they will onboard them, they'll write the training plans, they'll write the nutrition plans, and they're probably going to cost you around $2,500 a month to handle a baseline of like 60 to 80 clients. That's kind of the load that we see for full-time coaches. That might shock you if you're a business owner and you're trying to coach that many people, but you forget you've got the whole business to run, you've got content, you've got leads, you've got sales. These people just show up, coach all your clients, and that's all they have to do. Okay, so that's the second role. The third role, like I spoke about before, is getting someone in to do sales. Now, when I hire a salesperson is when it's starting to impact the calendar. So when you've got not enough availability to take calls, when we're taking sales calls, we need to take them within 48 hours, ideally, of the lead being booked. So once your 48-hour availability of like 3 to 5 calls a day is full, then it's time to potentially look at hiring a closer. Because if you've got everything else nailed, if you've got lead flow, if you've got an appointment setter that's dealing with the leads correctly, and you've got a coach on board, really you can just, again, turn up your lead flow. The appointment setter can set more calls, and then that closer will have a full calendar to be able to go through and close your deal. And that is the only hires that you need in order to get to £100,000 a month. Okay, that is it. You need one good setter, one good closer. You might need 2 coaches, but a coach is the only hire that you'll need. Like, it's just more of the same. And you will just need to make sure that you've got a scalable lead system in order to keep turning the ads up, keep getting more leads for your appointment setter to turn into calls, and then calls turn. Okay. That is the process of going from zero, of not even being in the industry, not even understanding, what to do, all the way to £100,000 a month. Now, the time scale of this actually gets a lot shorter. It can take you a couple of years to build yourself into the right person in order to start a fitness business, somebody that's going to be respected, somebody that people will pay money. It can take you 6 to 12 months to build the baseline skills. It can actually take you about 3 to 4 months to actually hire the team out and go from there to there. So it sounds like people get that wrong. People think it's going to be this massive, like, okay, it's going to take me 2 years to do this, and it's going to take me 3 years to do this, and it's going to take me... It actually is an exponential curve. It takes you longer to get started. It takes you, not as long to build the skills. And then once you've got the skills in place, it's just how fast you can hire and how fast you can get people to KPI. And if you spend money on good programs and good mentorship, you should be able to do that fairly quickly. So hopefully that was helpful for you. If you want to have a chat about any of the second stages, okay, so we can't really help you with stage 1. You've got to put some time in and do that yourself. Maybe go and get a personal trainer or a coach yourself. But stage 2 of building out the skills and building out the knowledge and the things that you need in order to get from kind of people will pay you to 10 grand a month. We can help you with that. We're also specialists in helping you go from £10,000 a month to £100,000 a month. I'm one of the few people in the space that has actually built a team in fitness programs that has actually delivered at that level. Okay, so if you want to have a chat about that, what we can do to install those teams and install that lead system for you, just click the link below, book in a call with the team, and we'll have a chat if we can help you. If not, hopefully the video was useful anyway, and any questions, just leave them in the comments.